Hey everybody, welcome to Bryce Talk Show. Now, today we're gonna try something different. We're gonna use this. We're gonna use this as an MP3 file, and we're gonna convert that into MP3, and then use this file on the tovid.io to convert that into a video file so I can put it on YouTube. And then, well, first I'm gonna edit this with an audio editor on my computer, like Studio Recorder, and then do that and see what this does to my videos. So anyway, welcome to the episode. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Let's get this started. So in this episode, we're gonna rant and not a rant, but it's kind of a rant, but it's a discussion about YouTube and leadership of Susan Wojcicki, the YouTube CEO from YouTube, who has been crazy over the last few times since she has been that. Now let me just say, so she's been CEO for like 6 years as CEO, well, next year make it 7. But anyway, so she's been there, and since 6 years and 5 years, it's been good a little bit. Sometimes things went bad, but also when they made policies when it comes to monetizing and your videos, that's where it became. So back in 2016, during the fall, YouTube had done this policy they started where you could only use family-friendly content if you were to make money, for those who are on the YouTube Partner Program. So obviously, this means you couldn't do anything non-family friendly. This also means, obviously profanities aren't going to be on these videos. Well, not just profanities, but anything, obviously, that isn't family friendly to YouTube or anybody would be either age restricted or demonetized. So this had a lot of weird, crazy stuff. I didn't understand what the whole reason for this was for. I thought it was just stupid. I thought, well, this is going to be crazy. It's like censorship in a nutshell. But I thought, this is crazy. They're having people, but not just that, but they're going to have, demonetizing or age restrictions. But to do that is crazy. Now, if you think about when they did this, her team did it, many people, had the ad apocalypse started. Because, obviously, it changed a lot of people, and somebody didn't get a lot of ads on their videos because either it wasn't family-friendly well, another thing, they had the, automated systems to do their work, which also is a problem because they also cause. But why would you want to do that? Like, why would you want to, have a thing where you couldn't, it's almost like where you couldn't do whatever you want on your videos if you're making money off of it, because stupid people like them want to do their own stupid things. But anyway, but I could see there being like limitations on monetization, like if an artist or a record company like claims you for using something, you can't make money out of that. Obviously, it makes sense because the money has to go to the artist at least, or the owners. But to censor things like not being family friendly or not, that is just kind of retarded, Susan Wojcicki, as well as your little dumb YouTube team. It makes sense for, copyright claims because the money has to go to them, the artists and owners, obviously. But that's not the point. But it makes sense though. But seriously, like, what's the point of doing that? So then, many people had this problem, and people like Super Mario Logan, it's pretty obvious because one of his main characters, Jeffy, which everybody is obsessed over, and, he was one of the people who didn't do the non-family friendly thing, and I'm sure many others, I don't even know, probably do the same thing too. But it's just crazy, and people all over, for example, could buy a camera here, or, because they were always, they didn't care. But once this, monetization thing started, then that whole thing changed the thing. So, yeah, that kind of screwed everybody over, and people started using, like, things like Patreon. Patreon, whatever the heck it's called, I don't know. But that they use that for their making money on their content. They did this stuff, they always, because, well, if they weren't getting enough money from the YouTube team, they would use that to get their own money from the fans, which is a good idea too. I think they did mention that it might change since they're having Coppa, which that might be the only good thing about that. So they did that, and speaking of Coppa, let's go to the Coppa thing. Okay, so this is how it started. So YouTube was sued, and I think it was September, was it for $1 million? Because obviously they did violate the Children's Privacy Protection Act, which they did violate that, which I don't know why they would do that for. But, so they did that, and I don't know why they were thinking, but, so, the change, they started announcing this in November that they were going to do this. First, I watched a video from wojcicki USA, Rich, yeah, you know who he's, I'm sure many of y'all know who he is, because, of his fan base, he has so many subscribers, but anyway. Now, they started this thing, and, I was going to Havana, so I could play when I was in the marching band, so I went riding down, I was going there, and, I was looking at my subscription feed, and I'm like, and I got to watch, and I'm like, this is crazy, because, they do all this stuff, and now they have us say, well, was this video for kids or not? Well, I mean, some people make a lot of videos. Some do that with kids and some don't, so for those channels, it's kind of interesting. I don't know, it's stupid. But anyway, they started this, and it was crazy. I think that I don't know, they're just stupid. So they did this, and I thought, well, they are just crazy people. So they said that they were going to roll this out exact January 1st, 2020. Now, I was in Florida back then because I was playing in the Outback Bowl in the Raymond James Stadium. But anyway, they were rolling this out. The changes were made exactly on January 1st, 2020. Well, in their time, probably. Obviously, because they're in California. But anyway, because that's where the YouTube is. But anyway, so they had this change, and now Rich from wojcicki USA isn't the only video I found about Coppa, because when I heard about, I kind of started doing a lot of research on this, this is crazy. So a lot of people freaked out about this because, well, they had a rumor that you'd be fined a bunch of money, for if you misused the not for kids or for kids system, all this stupid thing. And, that kind of got a lot of people freaked out, but they did some little clarification around December, which hopefully I think calmed a few people down, but still it was a disaster that they, did. But I think that should never happen. But what they did this, and another video was also in November from the YouTube Creators channel, I think, or YouTube Help, one of those channels. And this girl named Lauren, which is probably Karen, one of Susan's stupid team. I'm sure she's probably Karen too. She just changed her name to Karen. Alright, so this girl named Karen, Lauren, sorry, so she made this video, talking about changes on Coppa and everything, and I've already knew about this, but I wanted to get a view standpoint from actually the creators, the YouTube creator, or YouTube Help, or whatever the channel was, I don't know. But anyway, this little doo-doo of it, decided, she was telling us what was going on. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Now, this was a little crazy to me, because here's the problem. There's a lot of bad things about it. Now, some restrictions make sense because some do, that I think, do generate user data, though, I mean, it may suck, but some, I mean, I could see understandable. For instance, commenting on people's video, obviously that's going to generate a lot of user data there, and notifications when people upload videos, that also would generate a lot of user data. I even know that from analytics on YouTube Studio, that also generates user data, but it would suck because, well, think about it. You subscribe to somebody and their videos are made for kids, and obviously for this point, they ain't gonna get updates when somebody's gonna post, so they're gonna think, I don't know, is somebody posting? So then the only thing they have to do is check their subscription feed. Now, if they do that on a daily basis, that'd be good. But some who don't, that could be something. And I'm sure the views and attention would go down as a result of that. That's what I would think that would happen. I don't know. Next bad thing, not being able to add them in playlists. So if your video's for kids and then you cannot add them in playlists, which obviously can make sense because that generates user data. But again, that sucks because if you're someone who makes collections on playlists, I make playlists all the time, like the Microsoft Sam playlist, I don't know, I just make some playlists, but, if you want to add something to a playlist, that ain't gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen because you can't do that. So, and the worst thing that I've ever heard is the mini player. Now, how in the heck, how do you make the mini player something that generates user data? The mini player doesn't do nothing. All it lets you do, well, besides someone smaller than maybe a baby could see it in their screen, or a cat, or something. How can something as that generate any user data? Because all you're doing is watching it. All you're doing is watching the videos in the mini player, and you're doing. So let's say you're collapse of full player. You're doing something. I don't know. You're searching anything. So you collapse the full player, and the pop-up says video. Mini players offer videos made for kids. Duh! Why else would it be disabled? It wouldn't be disabled for any other reason besides that. But it's still stupid because there is nothing that, makes sense with that. Because how? All the mini player does is let you watch it without having the full player on the screen. So if you collapse the video, you still have the video. And it also, for iOS users, could probably, or any mobile phone users who use the YouTube app could probably use less battery life when you're on the mini player than being on the full player. I'm sure many of y'all agree with that too. And, it's crazy. And so this pop-up, and just think of the channel, think of school channels. Like if you have a channel run by an organization of schools that are, for kids, especially if you have younger kids aged 12 and over, like 12 to 10 years old to 8 years old, and all these videos are set for, and that's another thing, you can also set your channel for kids or not for kids. Setting your channel for kids is also, your channel's dead. Your channel's basically dead, because you can't, obviously you're not going to be able to do the notifications, not going to see you, don't have the mini player, you won't be able to do stories, well, for the big creators. But nothing. You'll be able to do nothing, basically. It's absolutely shady. Now, I don't know, I think they could have handled that a better way, or just to have that, or just do something to a replacement, but still, that's something to think about. So they in November, they urged us, the creators, because they're too lazy, they urged us, because they say, we know our videos best, to go to our YouTube Studio page and select which ones are not for kids and which are. Yay! Not. It's not. It's not. No. So, And also you have automation systems behind this whole thing too, which is crazy, because they can also select videos made for kids too, if they don't agree with it. You could also appeal it, but they won't even be able to do it. They'll just say, no, we'll stick to our... Sometimes it works, but a lot of the times they say, nah, this video is made for kids. What if even if it's not made for kids, they have so many subjects that are they could have many subjects that are targeted to us, but who knows, their automated systems are jacked up to think that every single videos are made for kids when they're really not. Like, they're all stupid. They're stupid. Literally. It's a mess. And it was stupid how they did, because, think all that. Now, I noticed this change going to November when people would start doing that stupid. And obviously this was crazy because I'm like, oh, bro. Now you know how bad 2020 is. And you have this, the Coppa thing, which was retarded. Because, why? But I thought it was the dumbest thing. I'm like, seriously, bro? Now, for those who don't, have people comment on your videos, this won't be a problem for you. But everything else that you may use that generate user data, you'll be screwed. So anyway, yeah, why would you do that, by the way? That's so stupid. They also tend to, we're gonna stop talking about Coppa for a while and get back into the other few things. Google and Susan Wojcicki also seem to unveil something and then in a few years they give up on it. For example, we had the YouTube messages. We had, I wouldn't say the YouTube video editor because that's been out for years and years and years. But some other things, like, I don't know, how long has YouTube chat, private chat's been out? I don't know. But I feel like a lot of things have been, taken off, and they don't know what they take one thing. Soon you won't even be able to upload videos anymore. They're just going to change the whole, I don't know about that. But they keep on changing things, and they don't even know what they're going to do. They don't know what they're doing. So the YouTube messages was great. So for those who haven't been able to see it, I'm sorry for you. For those of you who haven't had a chance to use it, I'm sorry. So it was for those, it was integrated on the YouTube app, obviously. So you go on there and it's in the inbox category, where you have your notifications for subscribers, but also you had the messages little tab there. And then you could, chat with your friends or people who you, and it could be YouTubers who make very subscribers, anybody, or whoever you invite. Obviously not anybody can do that unless you put an invite link online on social media. But, so this was something that was out, and you could also share YouTube videos, like if you're watching something, you could also share that on there to somebody, which was pretty nice to see. You could see that. But, it was something you could, do, and you could talk with people. Now, when Google Plus was a thing that died, which I think was stupid, I think Google should have done a better job on that before they pulled the plug on the project. First off, get the data breach fixed in 2015. They should have done a lot of better things, and they say that less people use it, which is what their excuses for everything they remove. They don't know what they did. They just make up so much stuff they don't even know. They're just clueless. So they said this stuff. They said, for Google Plus and also the YouTube video editor, which I'm sure many people looked for other editors because that thing sold junk anyway, probably. But most of the thing, I don't even know what they said about YouTube messages, but I'm sure probably the same excuse every single friggin' time. It's lame. Anyway, but they're really good at pulling the plug on things 2 years earlier. before they unveil them. I don't know. But it's true how they do it. Now, I have no idea what they did. They're just crazy. Also, speaking of December, November last year, YouTube started this harassment policy, which is a joke, because anybody could, if they're offended by every little thing, they could easily report something as harassment, so you might as well just not say anything at all, because people are a bunch of doo-doos everywhere. So they made this policy, okay? They made their own new harassment policy and everything. And obviously this wasn't going to go well from the start because they already targeted one person. Well, I'm sure they probably targeted others now, but when they started this, they already targeted one person. Leafy, the one who made the content cop video. Now, I can't say if it was or not because I haven't seen it, but from what many people have said, and not just people online, but people in real life, that it was nothing was bad with it. No, nothing that was harassment that anybody thought was harassment. But either their exclusive and automated system took it down probably, or somebody who is that stupid just to hit the report button for a stupid reason or just to take someone down. They're people are jacked up when it comes to that because they're stupid. So they did this, and it was stupid because there's literally nothing from what many people say. I'm sure many people re-uploaded that video, but there was nothing that nobody said that was anything. But they still took it down anyway. And I'm sure since then, it probably got more people taken down too, either for stupid reasons. I could see hate speech or anything crazy as something being taken down, but if they're just either criticism or just being fun, like I said, I can't really tell you about the video as I haven't seen, but like I said, know about a lot of people telling me about this whole video. It's just retarded, okay? It's just retarded. But yeah, so it just here to show you, this is just to show you that many people are really stupid, and they either just like reporting people for the heck of it for no reason at all, or their YouTube automation just sucks, which actually it does, because it's so stupid now. But Susan and her little team have made horrible automation systems. They have made horrible automation systems they use to run YouTube. It's awful. They don't know. They're clueless. I don't think they know what they're watching. I think they just watch it. I think what they do is they watch the automated systems watch the video, and they don't know what they're watching, so they just click on report or they take it. They're just stupid. I think that they have no idea what they're doing, and they're useless. Now, due to the coronavirus and COVID, basically the same thing, but due to that, YouTube had done a statement on their site saying they're going to lay people off. They're laying people, which makes sense, but they're laying people off. So now they're going to use automated systems to do their own work for some people's work, which is a bad idea. Because they're going to either remove, and they even said they may remove things that may not be in violation of the community guidelines. Well, why? If they're not in violation, don't even touch it. If you watch the video and it's not even anything, don't touch it. Don't even bother going into this thing, clicking on this thing, or going into there and clicking it. Because it won't even make any sense. And we're already in a problem anyway. You don't need to screw everybody over. But they did this thing, and, which I haven't heard a lot of troubling news about videos being taken off for stupid reasons. But I can say, since the summer, random comments have been getting removed. From some users I know that I subscribe to, many people say that when somebody comments on their videos or somebody comments on theirs, that YouTube, just removes their, comment for no reason at all, even if it's not even harassment. Now, it depends on, it's a rare thing, but a lot of the times they do this and it's stupid. Why bother with the comments? Have someone real use the comment system. Don't have people because automated systems, they're clueless, especially when it comes to comments. It could be the automation systems, or people could just be reporting comments if they're offended for no reason at all, or if they're just stupid little kids being, offended by everything. Which, if that's the case, they shouldn't be even browsing the internet in the first place. So, yeah, that's the problem. I think some of the problem is kids are the problem with YouTube these days, because that's the problem, as well as Susan and her stupid team. So they did this, and it was crazy, because all these comments have been removed for no reason. Why don't you just worry about the spam bots? There's been new spam bots on YouTube almost all the time, with them commenting stupid links, some scam links, or some, spam bots posting spam links that they should be removing. Instead, not random people's comments for stupid reasons. Go attack the spam bots. They've been new spam bots popping up almost every day now. I mean, of course, there were a few years ago where spam bots would come up all the time, but now this year, we got a bunch of spam bots on all kinds of comments. We had the Logan spam bot. We have a lot more spam bots coming up on there. I don't know all the spam bots, but we have more spam bots coming to YouTube, and they're spamming people's comments for stupid things. They're just saying stupid things or putting gross links online. They're just doing all kinds of these bad things. Why don't you take those down? Those are the ones you should be looking for, not stupid comments like, people just talking to each other. You should really be looking at the spam bots, because they're the problem. I don't know why you think the spam bots are good, but you target other people for stupid things, but yet you don't even fix the spam bot problem. Now that is messed up. Now, yeah, it's something they should have even worked on. And they don't even know why. And they don't even take care of the spammers themselves. And when you have all these fake accounts, spam bots, and they don't even take care of them either. That's terrible too. They do this all the time. And they don't even do anything. They're just clueless on it. Their YouTube team is full of baloney and full of everything, and they don't know what they're doing. I think what they really need to do is get a lot of these kids off the platform, because I feel like they're the problem. Either they're young, probably 12 or 11, even younger, and I'm not just saying all autistic kids are like that, but there may be also some with certain issues they have, and they have all kinds of problems, and so they're offended easily, and then they'll friggin' yell at somebody or rage in the comments or report something that they don't like or they think that offends them for a stupid reason, and then guess what? They'll even, at some point, even take somebody's video down, comment down, whatever it is, they'll do it. Well, I'm sure adults do stupid things on the platform too, don't get me wrong, but kids on there are just crazy. They need to really kick them off, because they're the problem. If they see a video that offends them, or they're just too, whiny and stupid, then either they shouldn't be browsing, or YouTube should just kick them off, because if they're reporting videos for stupid things, they should immediately realize that and find them, and then kick them off, because that's what they really need to be doing, is find them and kick them off. That's all they need to do. And they don't do it, and they should be doing it, because they're the reason why that all this happening, because all these kids, shut up, and all these kids are just causing drama, so that's another thing. And that's probably one reason why Coppa was thing, because there's so many freaking kids, if it weren't for those bratty kids, if these toxic kids weren't spewing the platform with toxic kids, then it wouldn't be a problem, But we have these underaged, but also some that are, have a problem with themselves, and they just do stupid things, or they're offended easily, or they just want to target people for the heck of it, or because of something the parents said, or their parents didn't like. So they have to come say, oh, because my parents didn't like that video or that comment or something, these kids are going to take them and try to do whatever they can to take them down. And that is crazy. Why would these kids do things crazy, and they just don't know what they're doing? These are why they're clueless. They are clueless as, they ain't going to get better. They just clueless. And they just strike people down, and they even give unfair community guideline strikes. It's all crazy. People get struck down for the little stupid thing in the world. And there's a lot of theories about this. One, either by Susan and her stupid team, and also, by the little kiddies. The little kiddies, Susan and her team is making YouTube happy, or they're making the little kiddies happier, because they don't have to see nothing or hear nothing that offends them. How about you just take them off? Just take them off. Literally. That's all they gotta do. But no, they don't. They don't. And that's the problem, because they don't. They just keep them on there, and they don't do anything. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no. So they keep them on like it's nothing. And I think later on this harassment policy will be also bad. Because anybody, like I said, them, or with kids, because, with them, because as more kids start to populate the platform, it'll just get toxic, because either they probably will take whatever they think is bad down, and they don't know any better, so they're just going to flag anything they think, and they'll probably screw everybody over. Think of the creators who work hard in their videos. They work hard on their videos just to have them screwed over and taken down. And it's not even funny. It's not. It's sickening. I mean, think of it. You work hard on something, and all of a sudden it's in the toilet. It's crazy. And a lot of things you work hard for, and one of these days, if they keep this up, they'll probably terminate people. Because they're so clueless, and they're, horrible. They'll probably, will do whatever they can to get them off. Get the creators off, because, these little clueless kids do that, and other people would do that too, because they're just stupid and hard-headed. And they'll do whatever they can to get them off, and all Susan and her team need to do is get them off. Hopefully Coppa will do that. At least they'll do hopefully there'll be a good thing out of this stupid Coppa thing. But if they can get those stupid whining little do kids off there, then it'll be good for all of us other people, because we don't have to. They're just stupid. They're just stupid little kids. They just run yeah. And that's crazy. They just need to kick them off. Or even not even give access to it, because they're just gonna ruin YouTube for other people, and it's gonna be stupid, because kids' toxicity could ruin the experience for others, and then guess what? The YouTube team's involved. Then they'll do something to screw other people, screw the whole community over, because they'll do something bad. Then, yay. Not. And that's all they do. They're not they're not the smartest people in the world. Even though they may be a monopoly in Google and YouTube, they may be a monopoly, but they're just stupid sometimes when it comes to policies and everything in between. And don't get me wrong, that's something I like to do. I make all kinds of videos, but if you're gonna go that far down there and not do anything good for the creators, then you're just stupid. And you might as well just start getting rid of all these kids too, because they're a reason why. And maybe get rid of the spam bots too that I've been talking about. Just terminate one by one by one by one by one. And then that way we won't have so much spam bots filling up the comments with stupid stuff. Just terminate all the spam bots at once. If you find one, just click on, don't even think about it. Just terminate them immediately. Just kick them off. I don't care. Do whatever it takes. Kick them off. Because they're the problem. We have all this stuff too. But also not just the kids and adults, but they're also sensitive SJWs, and they're just stupid people that want to ruin experiences for others, and they're just stupid. Yeah. So that's what I think of Susan Wojcicki and their team, and how I know I made a certain video called What's Wrong with Google and YouTube These Days, but there's a lot more that's happened since then. But I also repeated some things because I think I had more to say about certain situations than I did when I made that video last year. So I know some of you are probably thinking that, but I just needed to get some other things that I think that they need to work on and do. But they know that there are problems, but they're just clueless to even think of fixing them. That's the problem. They have They know they have a problem. They know it. They're just clueless because oh yeah. So that's the problem. And they're clueless people. That's what they are. So, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to stay tuned for other videos, and we will see you guys in another video, and we're just going to see how this plays out, editing this in audio editors like Video Recorder, and we'll see if this turns out good. We'll probably do more of these in the future, maybe. So, yes, hope you enjoyed these, and I will see you guys in another video. Till then, I'm out of here. Oh yeah, and one last thing before I go. There's a petition on change.org by Spencer Carter called Fire Susan Wojcicki as YouTube CEO. So if you want to go sign that petition, link will be in the description.